Flames, and we're delighted to have with us on After Hours the backup, the number one, the 1A goaltender, or perhaps a future former Canuck. Take your pick. Here's Roberto Luongo, although I'm guessing with how well you've handled the situation, you don't care what we call you.
Yeah, exactly. We can call it Roberto for now.
Okay. Well, listen, let's start with this tweet, just to lighten the mood. This is from AJ. Does he do impressions? Because as you know, the other guy's pretty good at them.
Well, I've been doing a pretty good impression of being a backup goalie for the past few weeks, so I think I got that one down pat.
Another tweet here from Garrett Ralston. Let me find it here. Please, no stupid questions about trades with Lou. Had enough of it. Had enough of it. Happens when it happens. So we'll take Garrett's advice and say thanks for joining us on After Hours. I really appreciate it. Of course, we have to ask you about the current situation. You were on the record as saying that you never expected to be here to start the season when Corey Schneider was designated number one in the playoffs last season. Now you're here, and you're a major part of the Canucks' success this season. What are your expectations?
I don't really have one. I mean, I'm here. I'm enjoying my time with the guys. I'm enjoying playing games, in front of the fans. Like you said, maybe earlier on in the summer, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back or not. But the closer we got to the lockout, the more I realized it was a possibility. And I just embraced it, went with it, and I'm trying to make the most out of it, having fun, and just playing the game, really.
Yeah, you said being with the guys, and that is something that I'm sure everybody missed when the lockout was going on. But was there any anxious moments or weird times when you did get back and realized you are here, or is it something that the players really handled well along with you?
No, everybody handled it great. I think it was a smooth transition for me to come back. I was able to come back in September, right before the lockout. We had a charity golf tournament, and even then it was really comfortable for me to be here, and that's what's made it so easy. This whole process so far.
Well, with apologies to Garrett Rolston, I hope this isn't a stupid question. Here's a scenario suggested by Jim and Craig during the game. I'll quote it for you. The season rolls on. In a month or so, the Canucks are the class of the NHL. You have Ryan Kessler back. It's all entirely possible. Mike Gillis comes to you and says, okay, I've got a trade. And you say, no, wait a minute. I got a chance here to win the Stanley Cup. Yeah. I'm staying. What do you say?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I mean, it's it's cliche to say this, but right now for me, it is really one day at a time. I'm trying to make the most of each and every day that I'm here. I don't know what the future holds, but whatever it is, I mean, I'll be fine with it, whether that's being here for the rest of the year or not. I mean, at this point, really, it's a little bit out of my control and more in Mike's hands, and we'll see where it goes.
Is your attitude, you have taken the right attitude, obviously, because there's nothing you can do immediately, but has it helped your game at all, or do you think that you've come into this season, I know it was a strange one because the shortened training camp anyways, but have you come into the season with a very different attitude, or?
It's more, I think, in regards to the lockout, being away from the game for so long and missing the competition. When you're away from competition for that many months, you're just so excited to be back playing the game. And, like I said earlier, I mean, being around the guys, these are the guys that I play with for 6 years, and a lot of them are my really good friends. So right now, I mean, that's just fun for me, being here, playing the game that I've missed, and, playing Vancouver. I mean, this is a place that I had many great years, and I love being in this city. So there's nothing wrong with that at all.
In your 6 appearances, Roberto, 5 starts, you have been outstanding, and no one should be surprised at that given your body of work here in Vancouver, but there is the suggestion that you're playing more relaxed this year than you have at any point in your 6+ seasons here. Is that fair?
I'm not sure. I mean, I like to think, that the older I get, the more I handle situations better, and if I've matured even over the last year or two, I mean, maybe. I mean, but I put a lot of work in during the lockout with Francois Allaire on my game, and I feel really comfortable where that is at right now. And when you're confident in the way you're playing, I mean, maybe it does make you more relaxed in the end.
You talk about being prepared. I'd like to know, you come one game away from winning the Stanley Cup. You played so exceptionally well that whole year, all the way through the playoffs. How was coming back last year mentally tough for you? I mean, not just you, but obviously your teammates coming off the loss like that.
Yeah, that was tough. When you're so close to it, you can almost taste it, and then to have it ripped away from you like that, it was a tough summer. And coming back, back, to start the year, it was a bit hard to garner that energy and that fire that you had that you need to play for 2 months straight in the playoffs. So it took us a while to get going, but I think once we got into November, December, we were the team that we always were, and we won some big games. And unfortunately, once we got into the playoffs, we ran into probably the hottest team in the league, and they just took it all the way.
Did you have to do something in the summer though to get yourself back on track? Absorbing that loss. Was there anything specifically that you did to help yourself get over it?
Sometimes just to get away. You don't want to think about hockey for a while, and once you do that, you come back and you're more refreshed and you're mentally clear. Just to approach it as a new season, and really you kind of got to forget about the tough loss and you learn from it, but you move on.
Does playing with the knowledge that the worst that could happen is you could be traded make it easier to play goal?
I just love to play. That's the bottom line. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. So I've thrown this quote out many times so far. I mean, I tried for 7 months to figure out what was going to happen with me, and couldn't do it, and I'm still here. So I just stopped trying to do that and just playing.
How about your relationship with the fans? I mean, there's been so many highs. There's been some lows as well. But have you found that's been changing at all in the last couple of months?
I think so. Obviously, this is a great hockey town, and everybody wants to win, and that's what every city should be like. And obviously, like you just said, there was some highs and some lows, but at the end of the day, we're all competitors. We all want to win, and even though there was some tough times, I'd like to consider that I've learned from those moments and gotten to be a stronger and better person out of it, and just take it for what it is.
Well, let's be a little bit more direct about that. This is a hard town for goaltenders. Vancouver is hard on netminders, and that's not even up for debate. Alain Vigneault said on this program last year that at times you were blamed for the teacher strike and everything up to global warming, and now the fans love you again. What do you make of it?
Well, they love their backups in Vancouver, so that's why I'm a fan favorite right now.
Listen, two highly paid goaltenders in a two-goaltender system, that would be untenable for a lot of netminders in the NHL, but it's working very well here between you and Corey Schneider. What's making it work?
Well, I think our friendship, we have a solid relationship, me and Corey, and I think we push each other to be better. I mean, I've watched this guy practice the last 2.5 years, and if anything, I've learned from him the way he's so, strong in there, and he makes it look easy. So it pushes me really hard to improve my game and to try to, take that extra step to have that extra level of play when I'm in there.
Well, Guts McTavish, who has sent us tweets in the past, and they're pretty creative, sends one, and he says he knows why this is working. The real reason Roberto Luongo and Corey Schneider coexist so well, we have the picture, I think.
Notice how much taller than
Would it be fair to say, Roberto, that given the intense spotlight that you were under here for your 6 seasons, that Canuck fans never really got to know the real Roberto Luongo?
I don't know. I mean, yes and no, I guess. I just try to be myself most of the time. Obviously when you're conducting interviews, sometimes you try to be politically correct and you don't want to try to ruffle any feathers, because I've had obviously some incidences in the first few years that I was here, and you don't want to be the guy to create a stir or a buzz. So kind of learn from that a little bit and try to always stay politically correct.
Well, I bring this up because there's a Twitter account out there.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, here we go. called Strombo1. Your position is that this may or may not be your account. In fact, you're not prepared to admit that it's yours, and we respect that. But let's just say there is some evidence that reveals a great sense of humor. October 20th, when the Yankees were supposedly trying to trade A-Rod. I hope the A-Rod trade doesn't drag out. That would really be so annoying. Now, whoever sent that tweet out, Roberto, was poking fun at your situation.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to keep it light, and sometimes I see certain things in the news, in the media, and I try to relate to maybe something that's involved in my situation or anything like that, and I just try to make a little joke out of it and make fun of it, and like you mentioned before, I mean, that's the type of guy that I am. I like to joke around, and maybe that's my way of expressing myself.
All right, December 3rd, this one. Wow, they could barely fit JVR, that's James Van Riemsdyk's name on the back of that jersey, and then the picture revealing a much shorter name on the back of a Leaf sweater. What would the person who sent that tweet out have been thinking?
Well, it was kind of funny when I saw that, so I just try to, obviously again make a little joke, but not directly, focus the attention on the number 1 jersey on the right-hand side there.
January 4th, someone tweeted a picture of a tattoo on your right arm, mimicking New York Jets coach Rex Ryan's tattoo of his wife wearing the Jets quarterback's Mark Sanchez's jersey. Very, very creative on the part of whoever sent this one out, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, the Photoshop is from my buddy, the Stanchion. And notice all my forearms covered here, so you guys can't see the tattoo. But yeah, I mean, it was a funny story when I saw that in the media, and I couldn't believe that that was true. I don't even know if it's true or not, but I thought I'd get a little creative there.
Was that picture from your passion poker playing too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you looked intense there.
Exactly. That was actually a picture from many years ago
Okay.
that I found, and it's really the most amount of skin that you can see on my face. So I made a fit of tattoo on there.
Last month, you were in Anaheim. A very funny reference to 07 when you were indisposed and couldn't start the overtime period against the Ducks. It was initially believed to be an equipment malfunction, later revealed to be, shall we say, intestinal disobedience. And so you sent out a very, very clever tweet. This is where the magic happened, and then the picture. And the hashtag here was squirts.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's the thing of beauty right there.
Is that one of the most bizarre moments, though? And you think of what's at stake there?
You know what's funny? I mean, I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Yeah. Okay.
I started having stomach problems in the 3rd period, and usually, sometimes it happens during the game, but they just go away, you know. And once I got back to the locker room, I sat down and I was fine, and I was just let it pass. But once I stood up to get ready to get on the ice, which was like 3 minutes before the intermission started, I went to the trainer. I was like, I can't, I gotta go. And he's like, well, Bill McCrary was the ref, and he's like, yeah, just go. We'll wait for you. So, I'm doing my business, and all of a sudden I hear the play starting, and I'm in the bathroom. So, needless to say, I hurried up to get up there. And,
You hurried as best you could.
How did
Exactly.
Danny feel about it? He's sitting there in the middle of the game. What just happened?
I know. I must have apologized at least 100 times to him. I felt so bad to put him in a situation like that. But
He got buzzed for the first
oh,
game.
I was on the bench for at least 4 minutes there, waiting to get back in the play, and he made some big saves. So I was really happy that they didn't score, because that would have been the worst, for me to be part of something like that.
That's a goaltender's worst nightmare, though.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, to be thrown in like that in a situation is
No, yours to be standing on the bench.
well, that too. But I felt more, worse for Danny there to put him in that kind of situation.
Last tweet we're going to show from Strombone 1, whoever that is, from the shootout in Los Angeles last week. Alexander Burrows with a bizarre 360 spinorama on Jonathan Quick. And it produced this tweet from Strombone, almost had him. And what a great screen capture. Look at that.
Well, the thing that makes me laugh is, like, he's trying to do such a fancy move, and Jonathan is just waiting for him there. Didn't bite at all. So it was better to tweet that than what I actually yelled out from the other end of the ice when I saw that happen.
Okay, in your opinion, is that a legal move or illegal move?
I thought it was honestly illegal at the time, but then apparently with the rule book, as long as the puck is moving, I guess it's legal. So in retrospect, you hit the post, which is pretty close to scoring, if you ask me.
Not to beat this Twitter stuff to death, which we probably already have done, but I just want to say again that this really reveals Strombone 1, whoever that is, to have a wry sense of humor, to be a person who doesn't take himself too seriously, which is a side of Roberto Luongo, and I mentioned this a moment ago, Canuck fans probably haven't until now. See, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to make fun of yourself in life, I don't want to take things too seriously. I want to keep them lighthearted. Life is very valuable and important, and there's things that are more important in life than hockey, and sometimes we get caught up in that whole thing, and we take it too seriously, and we don't look at the bigger picture. So that's really the main thing about it. I just want to keep it light and show people that what type of person I am, and that's the perfect way for me to do it.
Have you ever seen Alain Vigneault's magic coin?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard there's a Twitter account out about it.
There is, yeah. AV's coin, I think.
Which I'm probably going to have some words for tonight after we get done here.
Well, did you not already send out a tweet? We haven't got that one, but I think I saw it the other day.
Yeah,
to
yesterday.
AV's coin, do you take bribes?
Well, I mean, I was just asking a question. I mean,
All right. Roberto Luongo is our guest on After Hours. We'll continue from Rogers Arena on Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada in a moment.